Hello everybody, it's Tom with Permaculture Wilmington, and I just finished this little, it's basically a trench really, but it's kind of a swale. It's on contour, and I'm just kind of trying to try out the field here and see how this is going to work. The soil's really bad. I just did a video, hopefully it's right before this one, you can check out to see how I got to this point, but right now we're looking at pretty much the finished product, except I ran out of straw and I don't feel like cutting more, although I've got plenty. I just got to cut it and then put it along the cardboard, but I also cut a bunch of dog fennel that was up here, so that's what this is, and at least I think it is, and this is going to be what I'm about to finish with for the day. We've got kale in between, and there's grass. I put dried grass in between down here just to block the light and wind from getting on the soil and drying it out quick. But I put kale, and that was in pots. And then I put some strawberries in here too to see how those would go, and some Siberian kale, like 3 or 4 different kinds of kale. And then I put some native grasses in between. So in between every plant, we should find these native grasses I found. I forget the name of it, but it's got this purple tip to it that's really pretty, and it's native to North Carolina. The Forestry Service uses it to put around the parks, to decorate the parks with, so I thought it would be a good one just to kind of make a swale here, trench or swale. We got flat land, so call it what you will. But the grass here, I expect to basically overtake this area because I put 4, I guess it's clumping grass, so 4 clumps in between each pot that I put in the ground. And so hopefully in like maybe a year or 2, this is going to fill out and have a lot more of it, and then I can spread it out throughout the field. I thought that would be cool. But there's also mint mixed into some of these pots, and mint is an awesome nitrate for composting, or nitrogen source for composting for a high nitrogen. Mint has a whole lot of nitrogen in it, so it's one of the more desired ones in the soil food web course that they recommend pretty consistently with the recipe that Elaine Ingham shows. So I'm trying to grow a lot of mint now, and I got some space to do it, and we have tons of pots that have mint in it from our previous property that we own. So I know this looks a little messy, and if you're a longtime farmer, this is probably looking kind of ridiculous, but in truth, this is just chop and drop what I'm doing here. And I put some cardboard down just so I can have a walking path around it and a place to kneel without briars and bramble getting to me, like all these little red vines you see here. All these things, man, check that out. Yeah, I was kneeling on that while I was planting these, and I'm like, cardboard would be good, but it has many benefits, not just to protect my knees when I'm messing with the plants. And I don't plan on being on my knees very much now unless I'm picking from these, which would be nice, but time will tell. So I just wanted to do a follow-up and show you guys how I'm going to wrap it up. I think I'm going to leave the compaction soil that was down there. I think I'm going to leave that on top, just because that's the opposite side of the watershed, so will actually trap water, hopefully, if it floods or rains really heavy, and put it back into the soil here around the plants so we can collect a little bit more as like a dry farming technique. But yeah, so it's sunsetting and a beautiful afternoon, and I think I'm going to wrap up for the day. I'm just really excited about all these fig trees that I've got planted here. There's that row of them. I'm excited about figs, man, especially drying them out, getting so many that we dry them and preserve them and have them, and I have the ability to pass them on and sell them and trade for things. That's going to be awesome too. Just to have abundance, basically, is what I'm looking for. Lots and lots of abundance. And turmeric. I've planted 5 gallons of turmeric tubers, and also taro root in several of the wet areas. And I mean, I think I have, what is it, a razor blade and a bunch of turmeric in my pocket right now. Several of the tubers, but I just keep them handy, and I think I'm going to put 1 or 2 in between these plants as well, in the middle of the grass, just to, I don't know, have more roots in the soil, more exudates, more sugars, more carbohydrates going into the soil. There's, you know, more plants, and to get that soil worked and have that biology spread out. So I'm just going with more roots, basically. More roots the better, and these are roots that I want, that I can eat. So it's not roots that I don't want. So my job is to fill the soil with roots so that nature can't do it, and beat nature at its own job. That would be awesome. But that's what is basically the goal here, and I think it may actually work out. The way I looked at the soil and broad forking everything, and I've done this before on other properties, and it's always worked out. So well, not always. There are some situations where there was a little bit too much compaction, but that's a long story. So all right, guys, hope you're having a great day, and I will talk to you later.